that. First of all, if you're going to do it, you have to do it in the ways that you do it. And that means it starts, an army fights on its stomach. You start with your pocket and your bag. Where's the PAC? Where's the super PAC? Where's the lobbyists? Where are the organizations that are set up specifically for this purpose? Where are the wealthy benefactors that you have who can back you up, start these organizations, and then send people to Albany, send people to Sacramento, send people to DC, who can go in the state capitals and go to the federal capital and talk to people about this? Where's the money behind it that you can put it? The only way that happens is if you go to Black people and you sell. You go to all 50 states, you go to where we are, and you do what all politicians do. You push what your agenda is. This is what we need for you to donate to do it. You elect one person as your national spokesman, and you go about it. That takes too much organization and time for a lot of folks. We want to rally, throw rocks, throw Molotov cocktails, demand everybody do something. You can't do this without being organized. You can't do this without being structured, and you can't do this without the money behind it.
So, Mr. P, you saying, just be honest. Let's be honest. What you saying, pretty much, groups like FBA, ADOS, I'm gonna just say FBA and Freeman. You said they're just wasting their time.
Not so much as wasting their time, but right now it's all academic until we can do what we need to do.
Well, Black people, do you think your people, our people, just be real, in the state of Black America right now, the way Black people think, Black Americans, do you think they would come out their pockets to fund super PACs and certain politicians to push forward for reparation? Yes or no?
I do. You said that the youngsters are tired of the political BS that they see, especially coming from the Democrats. There has never been a better time in our community, probably not since Reconstruction, for both sides to be able to come with a push to say, this is why you should vote for our party. But people not doing that because we still used to saying the Democrats will save us, or the Black conservatives are saying, get off the plantation and go this way. And they still not understanding that until folks are focused on what our agenda is, the same way they would be focused on a Jewish agenda, the same way they would be focused on a Latino agenda, the same way they would be focused on the alphabet people agenda, until you got people focused directly on what you're talking about, you going to them with your hat in hand saying, please, sir, could we have some votes? Until you do that, until we organize it and come with the plan and come with the structure, it's all for nothing. For example, the cats who have the reparation plan, there should be a, what do we call those? A manifesto, right? This is what we want. And then they should be able to go and start lobbying politicians and creating a caucus of what they want, right? But we're not doing that. A whole congressional Black caucus, and I'm willing to bet a whole lot of them have not heard any pitches from the people in the community.
Thank you. That's
why
what I'm trying to make.
Doing what they're doing. They too busy running with they face up the Democrats behind, because that's who give them their marching orders, not us.
So, best of people, I'm glad you made that. You said that. So this, and I've been telling people this. I've been in cigar lounges and stuff and talk to brothers, because you got a lot of those boulets and Masons, and a lot of them hang, in them type of spots. It is what it is. I mean, it's cool. But when I bring up the reparation talk, a lot of them like, what's going on, Rashid? A lot of them, they be like, they don't too much care for. Because see, the thing is, you got to convince those Black liberals, those Black Democrats, them church of going Black people. So you got to sell it to them. That's how I think we're really going to get pushed. If you don't really sell it to them, all thing a lot of them talking about is immigration, LGBTQ, and abortion rights still. I'm like, that's crazy to me. If you ain't talking about reparations, that's not even the top of their agenda, reparation.
So here's how
Grand Rising.
Peace, sister.
Can y'all hear me? I was trying to speak.
Rising.
Yeah, we got you.
My bad.
Was you getting ready to say something, King?
Yeah, I had a little something.
Go ahead. I got something to say.
Democrats and Republicans have taught Black people to not think in their own interests. Democrats have taught Black people that you should be more concerned about immigration and more concerned about the LGBTQ and the downtrodden and those who are left behind. Republicans have convinced Black people you shouldn't be concerned about Blackness at all. You should be concerned about American interests, about low taxes and smaller government. Neither party is telling you to be concerned about Black people, about what Black people need, about how Black people need to be, about the reforms that we need in our community to help us advance economically and culturally. Neither one of them are going to talk to you about that. That's why neither one of them should even be getting our attention. We need, and groups like this do it, to come together and be able to present, hey, this is what we have. This is what we're talking about. If you like what we're talking about, come over here with us and let's work this through. But we need your money and not just your talk, because nothing works without the money. That's why we call people like me, who push what's called the civil rights movement. People like me talk about generational wealth. We talk about control over the goods and resources of our community, because you can't have political power without those two things. So we, people like me, people who are Garveyites like me, try to talk to you about the money so then we can talk about the power. But you have to have an agenda first. You can't, being mad is not enough. Knowing something needs to be different is not enough. Organization is what it takes to make anything work, unless you're talking about something anarchy. And anarchy is not going to help our people.
Well,
triple facts.
I don't know what time we're going to break, but I have something to add to what you're saying. First, I guess we're not going to break yet.
So I'm sorry, Queen. Go ahead. You go speak what you had to say, and we can go and break after that because I want to hear it.
Okay, I was trying to catch up with y'all. I was hearing y'all say shout out to you again, Mr. P. It's been a long time,
Mr. Queen.
You shouldn't have left us without a dope.
She did not kill me.
But I want to point out, first of all, I heard y'all saying something about FBA. I didn't get the whole conversation, but I feel like the only thing FBA has accomplished is more division between Black people. And then when we look at reparation, it has, because I had a post the other day. I posted something about Kwanzaa. Now we are running in circles as Black people. Like y'all are saying, we need a plan. We need to be organized. Don't nobody know what they're fighting. There's a whole bunch of battles going on. Everybody fighting everybody. Usually when you go to battle, you wear a uniform so you can know who on your team. Black folks got on all types of damn uniforms. And everybody fighting everybody. And then in the middle of our fighting, when we sit down for break, so when we gonna get them reparations?
Shots fired.
Ain't nobody, and nobody ain't got no plan, because we don't want to be uncomfortable. I had somebody, when I posted the Kwanzaa thing, he got under my post, somebody, and said, we don't deal with, I don't celebrate no Kwanzaa. We not African. I'm from here in America. And it was so stupid because we're uneducated. I'm like, are you serious? He said he was FBA. We don't celebrate Africa. First of all, at the end of the day, don't none of us know where we from, because we all been mixed up. We keep trying to live in a tribe 100 years behind us and don't know what's going on. We don't know what to fight for. That's why the Democrats and the Republicans can pull our hamstrings left and right, because we know it's a problem in the Black community. We know we got a problem in the Black race. It's like going to a doctor and getting misdiagnosed. This doctor called the Democrats is telling us, well, we see right here, y'all are suffering from jobs and poverty and this and that. Well, you know what? Go vote for the Mexicans. Go vote for the immigrants. Then you got the Republicans over here like, yeah, we see y'all Black people, they're the doctors. We see y'all suffering from mental illness and PTSD, and you don't have jobs. And you know what? Vote for us. We're going to go to the top and we're going to give you the breadcrumbs. It's like we're constantly running because, like someone mentioned, we need a super PAC. Try to have a conversation with an average black person about a super PAC. The problem is we don't know how to build one. We don't know what these things do. We are uneducated in politics, and this is why we cannot use politics to get on our side. And to think that we're going to get reparations, we can hold our breath and keep waiting, because we've been waiting for the past 100 years with our plate in the line. And just like that little black girl, when that lady at the Olympics kept passing over her medal to everybody else and she walked away without a medal, everybody's walking away with reparations and fucking money, and we're adding to the pot and getting nothing out. And I land my plane.
Boom.
I see we still need swear jars. I get that. I got it.
You hush.
Well, I
Look for
tell you
commercials.
what, man, so much truth, so much knowledge just dropped there, and that's so true. I tell you guys what, like D May said, we have got our whole crew on here with the United Empires of Akibalon. So we are so excited. We want you to take the time to like, to share, and to subscribe. We promise that we will try not to pull the swear jar out too many times, but if we do, we don't want you to miss the message, because it's bigger than, you know, you being offended. We want to talk some truth here. So we want to give you some time to go over to our website, subscribe. We're going to play a couple of audio promotions, and we're going to jump right into this conversation, because this is what's really important. So we're going to play these promotions, and we'll be right back.
Welcome to the United Empires of Akibalon. The founders of the UEOA would like to invite you to join the Black American micronation in solidarity with Black empowerment. We are not another pop-up group, organization, club, nor cult. We are a unified body in representation of all other subgroups and organizations founded on a collective mission of liberation. Our ongoing mission is to secure all resources necessary to sustain our livelihood by way of obtaining land, proper education, and adequate health care, to say the least. Find out just for yourself how you can make an impact in your surrounding communities in order to ensure a global impact for all of our Black communities by visiting www.theunitedempiresofAkibalon.com. Let the change start with you. Tired of all the trash radio on your way to work? Well, we have a solution. The ATLA crew would like to invite you to tune in to the Good Morning from Africatown, Los Angeles morning radio show every Monday through Friday. You can catch us on 2 different radio stations at 2 different times throughout the day, streaming online or via your Bluetooth device while driving. You don't want to miss these empowering conversations. So visit www.gmfatla.com to find airing times in your location. While you're there, please subscribe and stay tuned for the latest conscious messages and music.
It's alright through it all. Oh, I could not think it. No matter how I tried. Ooh, you cured my aching heart.
All right, everyone, we are back. You are tuned in to a primetime broadcast of the Good Morning from Africatown, Los Angeles morning radio show, brought to you collectively by the United Empires of Akibalon. And I want to correct something. I made a mistake. We do not have our whole team here. I don't even know how that was missed. We are missing Pablo X. So shout out to Pablo X. He's out in the community doing work, as we all do. So I just want to acknowledge that, because we are all not here. We are in spirit, but we are missing one great link. So I didn't want to leave that out for all you listeners. So as you heard, you're listening to the United Empires of Akibalon. Good Morning from Africatown, Los Angeles morning radio show. I do need to update that. You can hear us on web radio, but we want to make sure that you are subscribing to whoever you're listening to right now. Subscribe to us so that you can keep up, because we are so busy, and it's so awesome to have us here talking about the agenda and how we are going to move forward in 2024 collectively. So let's finish this conversation. I think Queen Tina, you finished last. Were you going to say something?
Well, like I said, it's gonna take, what I want to do say is, starting off when we keep arguing about this need to be done, that need to be done, blah 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 blah. The only thing that we're gonna have to do is find plots of land and move back off and start rebuilding. We're gonna have to starve ourselves. Louis can't come, Vuitton can't come, Chanel and her crew can't come, Gucci and all them. We're gonna have to really start over and start putting our money where our mouth is. Buy land, start living off grid. Because I work out here in the field, and not just us as Black people, but even white people, when they start talking about they're doing bad and they're ready to move off grid, we always wait for something to happen to us before we make a move. And I land my plane.
Yeah, you're right about that, sister. Because America's about to make I know we were gonna talk about the Civil War trailer before this, but I won't throw that out. Even with that Civil War trailer, 2024 and beyond gonna be real crazy, because white people, one thing about them, I had to say, they always kind of, most of them, I'm gonna say not the average white person, but probably the ones who more patriotic, they think ahead 20 years from now. Because see, they believe in, like, for instance, y'all heard of the 25, is it Project 25? I think it's called Project 25. So I'm gonna explain what that is. I think I'm saying it right. Project 25. I'm gonna look it up. I'll make sure I'm saying it right. But I think it is Project 25. So after the 2024 election, they saying if your boy Trump don't win, that it could be like a civil war, pretty much. Like, let me make sure I'm Project 25. Hold on, y'all. I just want to make sure I'm saying it right.
Let me interject real quick, Mr. Man. Why would it be a civil war? Civil war is normally black and white, or rich against poor. What type of civil war are we talking? Rich against poor?
I'm gonna bring it to you. Here we go. I'm gonna do the definition.
Ignorant against ignorant.
Yeah, Project 25. So Project 2025 plan to take back America. Here we go. I'm reading it. Let me put my glasses on. Y'all know I'm blind as a bat. Okay, for everyone, there was a time to shine light on the hope for our country. Damn it, hold on. Shine hope on our country. Is time now. Now is the time. Our world is in a complete disarray. We almost afraid to pick up our news. We almost afraid to pick up our news source to see where tensions are escalating or what new war has started. So I'm just kind of, it's like something. Let me kind of skip over something. It's a lot. Do you feel protected by our current administration? Do you feel they have our best interests or heart? Why? See, where are the adults in the room? The ones who taking responsibility and make sacrifices for the rest of their family. The political curtain of corruption has now been exposed to anyone who wants to see the truth. We are thankful to Elon Musk for keeping our media outlet open to truth, or we might be completely subject to state propaganda, which is what most mainstream media broadcast 24/7, a constant echo chamber of taking points sent over by Korean Jean. What's that chick, Korean Jean Paul? That's the sister who's the House Speaker, to feed to the masses. It's truly to see how many seemingly intelligent people eat up and spew it back out to others, perhaps a reflection of our higher education and doctrine laboratories that no longer teach critical thinking. So pretty much the Republicans are saying they want to pretty much take the country back, like they're saying that the Democrats pretty much destroying morals and stuff like that. Now, if you kind of, like I heard Angie's like, thank you, like some of the stuff they said is true, but still they're crazy as hell too. You know what I'm saying? Because they say, what is Project 2025? It's a slogan, sums it up, building now for a conservative victory through policy, personnel, and training. Project 2025 is a full steam ahead with optimism and a detailed plan on how we will take back our country. The project is the brainchild of the Heritage Foundation and builds from their own theme mandate for leadership, which has been mainly highly influenced for presidential administration since the Reagan era. So this is something the Republicans been trying to put together for a while. But they're saying that Biden win, if the Democrats win 2024, that's when they're gonna go forward and push the Project 25 plan. So yeah, that's what's going on.
But look at this though. Here's the thing. And to piggyback off Black Love's question. So I don't know if you all have seen it, but they're trying to make it in a lot of states where Trump, in the event that he is full throttle wanting to run, they're trying to keep him off the ballot. Now, here's the thing I want you all to follow me, because this is not a matter of being a Trump or Biden supporter, being a Republican or Democrat. What this has to do with is people's rights being infringed on. So it is definitely a civil situation, because just like when Donald Trump was censored on social media, it's social media. You have kids playing video games, getting paid, playing video games. You have people saying ratchet things. It's social media, but his rights were infringed upon, and everybody that was okay. You know, when people say things that we don't like, we get it. Certain things you go too far. But what happens when you keep telling people that they don't have rights, and you make an example out of the leader of the free world? What does that mean for you and your rights? That's where we have to start thinking. When like Queen Tina said, when other people are being attacked, we are so slow to be proactive. But it seems like we're so anxious to react to something that's coming, but you won't be proactive so that you don't have to deal with that something the way you would if you weren't set up for success in the first place. And that's where it comes to coming together and being united. And like the comment said, self-love. We had to stop with the self-hatred. Shout out to Rashid Holmes again.
Peace.
And I'll land my plane there.
Can I piggyback on that?
Please.
Part of the reason why we do that, let me be specific. Part of the reason why Black people do that is because we have the wrong view of politics. Over our lives, over the times that we've been here, and when I say our lives, I mean our collective life as Black people in this country, it was one party that freed Black people. And so we had this idea in our head that they were our friends. And then you had another party that helped advance the civil rights movement. So we had this idea that they're our friends. And we've never sat down and looked at it and said, they're not our friends. They had political and economic agendas for why they did what they did. And if you would look at them for the political party they are, and not the good guy and the bad guy, we'd have a lot easier time. But because the Republicans are the bad guy, and because Donald Trump is the devil, you'll think it perfectly acceptable for you to deny the person's constitutional right to run for president. Now, I don't think he should be president, but he doesn't have a right to say it. Well, people go, well, he was convicted of such and such. There was a guy back in the 1920s named Eugene Debs, and Eugene Debs ran for president as a socialist from prison. He was in prison and on the ballot running for president. And I don't think that's ever been removed.
No, we haven't. No,
go ahead.
Yeah,
go ahead.
If Trump get convicted, he can still run for president. That's
he can still run for president. He can. There isn't a law in place against it. You know why? Because Americans were smart enough to not elect a felon before.
Facts.
We now live in this social.
And then nobody talks about how you don't have to have a high school diploma or anything to be, if I'm not mistaken, to be president.
The Constitution's real clear.
Or Senate,
you gotta
or
be at least 36. You got to be 36, and you got to be a citizen. That's really it. Because at the time when they wrote it, everybody couldn't. Man, you know how many presidents don't have high school and college degrees?
Exactly.
We live in a society. What are you going to try to do? It sounds elite for you to say it. All presidents must have at least a bachelor or And it's funny that we'll say that sounds elitist, but you'll do it for a job in a heartbeat. You can't be CEO and you don't have a
There you go.
degree from a certain
Look at
school
that.
in a certain spot. You can't be chief of police and you don't have a degree from a certain spot. We do it for everything except the presidency. And
What they're
what we,
telling you right there, brother, it's all bullshit.
well, it is and it isn't. Because here's the thing. Politics is extremely real, but it's always been extremely fake. It's kind of like professional wrestling. I'm a wrestling fan. I've been a wrestling fan since I was younger. And people love to tell you how fake wrestling is. And wrestling is scripted, not fake. See the difference? Do you know the outcome beforehand? Yeah. Is it part of a bigger script that you have? Yeah. Are the injuries real? Are the fights? When I go and hit you in your chest and I left a red mark, or I hit you across your head with a chair and you got a concussion, that's very real. When people tell you that they're presenting a certain agenda because it's for the kids or it's for the homeless or it's for some other group, look deeper. There's always a reason why there's an agenda and there's always something to put it on. It's just usually not that thing.
Hey, we in a big ass reality show. Reality shows are scripted.
Always has been. But the people on the reality show are really humans and they really got emotion. And any actor worth his stuff is going to make you believe that it's 100% real. Any Denzel movie you watching, you don't go, he's acting. That never happens. He makes you believe it. So instead of looking at them like the Dallas Cowboys, my favorites are going up against somebody I like, look at them like, what is this person going to do for the Black community? What is this actor going to sell me for me to give him my vote? There aren't good guys and bad guys. They're all bad guys. But the bad guys are the ones in control. And we need that stuff they got to get what we need to advance. So which bad guy am I supporting? Now I'll land the plane.
Boom. That's ass.
I'm going to support Cornel West. I know he's not going to get in,
exactly.
but he's Black.
Look,
Oh, go ahead.
I'm saying it like I always say, politics, y'all. You know, and we know one thing. Like I said, I know we get to the solution part of the show, but yeah, I mean, the thing is, Black people gonna have to figure out what the hell they want to do. We can't be going back and forth for the next 5 years. Like, I think this is gonna be it. I think if the Democrats win, this will be probably the last time you see it happen because pretty much all your baby boomers will be gone. You got the mindset of these kids are totally different. And some Black people, pretty much, even some of the older ones. Look at Chicago. We're going on with the immigration thing in Chicago. It took that for Black people to realize the Democrats is not in their best interest. You know what I'm saying? So
can I say something real quick, though?
You got
honestly about that real quick. I don't mean to interrupt you, but
you got it.
You know what the most dangerous thing is for people? We like to think it's the cops or the threat or whatever is happening. You know what's really dangerous? Complacency. And I always hear this Civil War BS. No swear jar. I always hear it. But honestly, I don't think white people honestly care enough to take up arms against each other because of Democrats and Republicans. I honestly don't. Because most of them are complacent in what they are. The lack of complacency in America usually is because of the people who don't got it. But the majority of white folks, if they were so uncomplacent, we'd have a much bigger disparity between where people live. People would be fleeing the cities that are too liberal or too conservative and going somewhere else. And for the most part, they're not. A lot of times, they're not. Sometimes, yeah. But if people in Baltimore were really pissed off about what was happening, they really do some changing stuff with Baltimore or Chicago or New Orleans or Dallas or Oakland or any of the spots we in. But it's too easy for me to say, the Democrats are going to take care of it. What's on TV? I got a little money in my pocket. I got a little car in my driveway. Nobody's shooting at me. Nobody's hanging me. And we straight. One of the best ways to keep people complacent is not to make them subservient. It's just to give them just enough to make them think everything's okay. We on this broadcast, we, the people here, the people from the empire, understand that all of us, nobody on this broadcast right now is homeless. All of us got something to drive. All of us are pretty okay. But we understand that this is not where we're supposed to be. It needs to go on past that. It takes you to move past complacency to get something done. That's why we got so many splintered groups. Only a few of us understand. Let me use the Queen's analogy she used before about this war that we all in. We not all gonna be on the same battlefield, and that's part of the problem. If we understood that some of us are cavalry, some of us are infantry, some of us are snipers, some of us are airline pilots, some of us are in the Navy, some of us are spies. If we got it, because the agenda, the overall agenda is us, we be straight. I'm not gonna ask a spy how a spy gets his information because I'm over here on the cavalry. But the spy is bringing the information that's going to help better for me and better for everybody else. It comes back to unity, but unity doesn't mean we all got to do the same thing. It just means we all got to have the same agenda. And that requires all of these groups to actually sit and talk to each other. You know, kind of like what we talk about here in the United Empires of the Akibalan. Here, we saying all y'all bring your agendas because the basic thing at the core of it is our people. That's Black nationalism. That's what it's supposed to be. F everybody else's thing. It comes back to us. That's what it's always supposed to be about. If we don't let it be about the people, if we let it get divided out to where it's this and the Democrats, or this and the Republicans, or this and the LGBTQ, or this and immigration, we'll keep losing.
Yep, you're right, brother.
It needs to be us, our people, our agenda. That's it.
Now, the question I'm asking, and going back to like Queen Tina's what she said about the FBA and how we separate it's like we going backwards, because if you got you got all these different groups, and because FBA don't want to have no kind of association with Africa or any Black immigrants. Sometimes I understand their argument, but you start cracking jokes and making cartoons and all that crazy shit, that's when you lose me, because it's like we don't have time for all that. You mocking Black people over in Africa the way they talk and talking about hairlines. I'm just keeping it real, man. Like that's not being mature. You're not being I mean, it's a time and place for comedy and stuff, but Black people don't have no time for all that. Like, I be in them rooms, I listen to some of our people speaking, amongst FBA. I got no problem with them because they make good points, but we don't have time to be up here trying to beef with each other, because like I tell everybody, at the end of the day, nobody respect the Black world, period. It don't matter where you, FBA, you're African, Brazil, it don't matter. Show me anywhere in this world that respect Black people. Nowhere. So if we can sit at the table like the UEOA, I know some of them will disagree because they don't want to sit at the table. They want to, because let's be honest, in the Black community, we don't have enough Black Americans that's serious enough to even sit down together and try to come up with a solution when it comes to even reparations. Doing rallies and wearing shirts and hats and oh God, I'm trying not to say this, but just trying to sell something all the time, like that's not gonna get you nowhere. You know what I'm saying? You making a certain individual rich, but we're still in the same situation. I guarantee you, 2024 gonna be the same. Like, you can go in there to the DC and have a rally and have on FBA shirts and ADOS and Freeman and all that crap, but it don't mean nothing if you ain't got no politicians on the payroll. You don't have no lawyers. You ain't got nobody who in Congress, like say a super PAC. If you ain't even work, matter of fact, okay, put money behind Marcel Dixon. He told you he need a couple 100,000 to get going. Let's see how many Black people, if you support him like you said you do, put money behind Marcel Dixon. I land my plane.
But not just that, because we need to look at reality. Just putting money behind one black savior, Marcel Dixon, is not going to solve their problem. And that's why we are not thinking of it. I'm going to go back to what we were saying about the FBA separating and the things that black people are doing. That's why at the UEOA here, we want to come and sit at the table with the heads of every black group, every person, every group that's out there that is for us. Because if we think that if you're thinking as a leader, you're going to live life. We invented chess for a reason. That is a popular game for a reason. And it's not a game, it's a mind strategy. These people are at war with us, and we keep playing around like little children that's trying to break out of something. It's like, think ahead. Why would I separate myself from Africa? Us and the Africans, they're the only ones that can probably reach back in their roots. Where we're from here in America could be many places. And so we need to come to terms to accept that. I accept that I can, from as far as I know, I was here in America and everybody else is telling me I was from Africa. But if you send me over to Africa, like I said before, whether you're a black Asian, whether you're a black Jamaican or whatever, because you got the light ones and the white ones calling themselves that too now, whether you're a black Hispanic, there is a black person in every race that we call a race on this planet. Their skin just look different. But to separate us and for us to keep fighting about who we are, whether we Moors or whether we Hebrewites, whether we Christians, we are all dying. They don't nobody give a hell nothing about it. And so we should accept that what we should be doing is learning about our people in our past instead of trying to be somebody that we never met. And because of our enemies, we need to come to terms that our enemies destroyed our lifelines, destroyed our history. So we really don't know what the heck is really going on or went on. We need to accept that we need to be taking time to study, but at the end of the day, study and love and be with each other. They have us so busy in churches where we think that's where our time is supposed to go to, and prayer is going to answer everything. And then the rest of us is having our thoughts into politics because we think that's what's going to solve everything. And it's none of this is working for us. So if we separate, if we thought like a chess player, if we thought like a leader, you would think, I need to be friends with my people in Africa, Jamaica, and all these places, because if anything happened, what does America do? You have a place of refuge. Why don't America like Cuba? Because they won't give up the Shakur. We need to be making allies, not enemies. And to make an enemy, and FBA is really just the things that they're saying about Africa and stuff. At the end of the day, scientific wise, we still connected. If you put the maps together, it's still the heart of the earth, whether who was here first or not. So it's to be respected from the ancestors. So to disrespect the ancestors like that, it just erases everything. And to look at the person who's doing it in the background and the life they live, is like, is how idiotic can you be? What are you getting from this? You ain't got a lick of reparations. You ain't got nothing but more reasons to not like your brother and sister somewhere else or your cousins.
Yeah, you're right, sister. And I'll say this too, because they always acting like it's just our immigrant brothers and sisters who against reparation. No, those black boulets, them the ones who giving you all the hell pretty much. Even though you got some, that's all immigrants. Them the one, the Al Sharptons and all them the ones you got to worry about. The black people in the churches. Then them sorority and them fraternity and sororities, them the black people you got to worry about.
They doing good, right? And they don't bother us. They doing good.
Mm-hmm.
They don't care what the way that anybody else is living.
Facts. All facts.
They don't care how anybody else is living. They are comfortable with their house status in this with system of white supremacy. It's not a literal, see, when we say the house slave and the field slave, the house NIG and the field NIG, they're the house NIGs, and the rest of us are the field NIGs, getting the last of everything.
Yep. Because like you said,
we don't want to see it like it is. We cheering everybody that's ahead of us, even the black people that's ahead of us, because ain't nothing changed. We got too many. They tell us we're $1 trillion spending industry. We don't even have a community. All they doing is here or there, and nobody is ruling nothing. And in a little spot that we have, this little black spot called Atlanta, it's being a disgrace because what is Atlanta doing? Most of the problems that we have is coming out of Atlanta. So we got a whole bunch of rich people in Atlanta doing whatever Sodom and Gomorrah is doing.
Yeah, I'm here. I see it, and it's about the clicks you in too. But yeah, you right. I mean, like I said, because at the end of the day, we can sit up here and you see all these different, and it's like I don't think, like I said, we said it before. I don't be winding down. We said it before. The black the reparation talks is not like it's not as strong as it was in 2019 because you finally realized you don't have a strategy, you don't have a real plan. You just yelling for reparation. Yeah, you call out Cobra and all them people who wasted time in the 80s or whatever, but you know better than them because you don't have a real plan. Like I said, like Mr. P said, yeah, most black people don't even understand politics and how it works. So even on a local level, because I deal locally and I see that they don't know. So yeah, so what we could do is what we doing in ULA, we better be self-reliant. You know what I'm saying? And all of us ain't gonna make it. It is what it is, and I can live with that. But if you're gonna believe in this system, you need to do it the right way. If you're gonna vote, make sure you vote in your best interest or don't vote at all. Black people, you don't have to be pressured and voting Democrat. You've been voting Democrat for over 60 years. You ain't got nothing out of it. And I don't want to hear that BS about, well, the Republicans don't care. Yeah, at least the Republicans let you know straight up they're not going to do anything for you. The Democrats like to give you that hope. They give you that feel-good medicine, but them days are over. And that's my solution. I land my plane.
If we could get the idea that we have for the empire, that all of us are doing this, whatever we do, for the good of our people. If we could understand that, as Malcolm said with Black nationalism, that wherever we're going to do whatever it is that we do it in the focus of Black people, then we can start moving toward it. If we can understand that if the Hebrews could get, all right, we Hebrew, but we doing this for our Black people. The NOI can say, all right, we Muslim, but we doing this for Black people. If all of the Black churches can say, all right, we Christians, but we gonna do stuff for our Black people. Our Black Democrats say we working in this Democrat party on behalf of Black people. That the Black Republicans would say, all right, we're gonna go over here on the conservative side and do what we do for Black people. If we could get that understanding that our Blackness is first, not something and then Black, but Black and then everything else, then we'll be on the way to doing that. When we can then unite with the people who get, armies don't just have one general. We got several generals who fight on several fronts, who lead several different groups. And this front's fighting over here, and this front's fighting over here. And when we get done, we'll all meet where we have with victory. When we get that, we'll be okay. Until we can get that, until we keep talking about each other, until we keep dissing each other, until we keep tolerating how much we all at each other's throat, it ain't never going down. We will continue to be in the same spot until we understand that our disunity is a deliberate thing that has been plotted on and kept this way for the longest to keep us from uniting and getting the economic freedom that we need. It will continue into 2024, 2025, and beyond. It has to start with us understanding first and foremost that we are Black, that everything revolves around our Blackness, that is our ethnicity and our culture, and that everything under it, how we worship, how we interact with each other, how we wear our hair, how we keep our names, how we work, how we live and die. When we understand that first, we'll be on the way to something. Because America does not allow that in its culture, it is going to be difficult for us to overcome that. I'm out.
Woo!
Boom.
Let me tell you all something. If you are just tuning in, I want you all to catch this from the beginning, because this is the excitement that we were speaking about when we came in. Mr. P does what he does best. He closes us out. He shuts it down with knowledge and truth and logical wisdom that we can all apply to our own lives and collectively. So, oh my God, that was so powerful. This whole conversation was powerful.
I
We are
told
so
y'all I
out
missed
of
y'all.
time. You, man, this is so powerful. We are out of time. You concluded it for us. I love it.
Yeah.
We want to encourage you all to, when we say follow us, subscribe, share, it is not for clout. It is not for entertainment. This is for empowerment and knowledge. This is for our survival. So we really need you to support us, to support our mission. Because there is a goal in mind, and we are going to reach that goal. We want to reach that with you all. So you want to make sure that you go to the United Empires of Akibalon.com. You can see that on the bottom of the screen. Subscribe via email for free. Okay, and stay connected with us and what's going on. We're so busy in the community, but we are certainly here for our Black community, right? And we want to have that conversation with you all. We want to feel we want to be unified with you all, but we want us to get in the mindset where we are solid within ourselves, where we come to the table wanting to be boots on the ground with the mission at hand by any means necessary. And when we think like that individually, and then come together collectively and make those things happen and not just talk about it, those are the changes that we're making. Those are the moves that we're making. So we want you to unite with us, right, in solidarity. Like Queen Tina says, she always says, it's not about groups, subgroups. We are here collectively, wherever you are coming from in your own mindset, in your own groups. Let's come together. 2024 is here. 2025 is here. 2026 is here, people.
It's ours.
Yes. So let's do this. We
Future
so
belongs to
appreciate you.
us.
Yes. It always has. It always has. So we thank you all for tuning in. We appreciate the love. We just ignore and we grow from the hate, which we haven't gotten. So we're so grateful. So let's grow together. Let's love on one another, and let's do this. Until next time. Peace, love, and blessings.
Peace.
Peace.
And we're going to talk about that $1 billion spent on Christmas. Peace.
Oh, yes.
Peace.
Yes.